Alright, this is a quick little video on clutch cable tips. It's not how to really install it. I'll do that maybe some other time, but this is just about a little tips about braking and how to catch it before it breaks. Alright, they tend to break a lot right along here because this part slips and moves in the lever. See here, that little round piece? And if it's not greased up, if it jams up, then the cable moves every time you press it, and it'll break there. It can get stuck so it doesn't move, or it can get jammed where it's on an angle in there. Okay? And sometimes it just tends to break there too because it's the connection point. Okay? But a good way to prevent it is make sure it's greased well, make sure that area in there is really smooth when you look at it, and put it together. Another area tends to break is where the back I don't know the name clip that holds it. Also there it tends to break because that's where all the pressure is. It's in one spot. It'll also break if the puck isn't in it. Always check to make sure there's a little tiny puck in there where it goes in front of the screw that presses on here. If that puck isn't in there, it'll break it quicker. Even with the puck, it tends to break there because that's a pressure point. That's where it tends to break, and you can catch it usually because what will happen is you'll notice like out of nowhere you need to start adjusting your cable, right? And you'll be riding and suddenly you don't have that much clutch anymore, and you're like, oh well, I need to adjust it, so you adjust it. But sometimes it's an indication that it's breaking. If you need to adjust it twice in a row or once a lot, the cable is beginning to break. Because as it breaks, it gets longer. It frizzes out. It kind of frizzes out and gets longer. It's twisted, right? So it untwists where it breaks and it gets longer in that area. So you'll start losing some travel. And you'll say, well, I need some more clutch. And you go and adjust it. A lot of times when you need to adjust it a lot all at once or twice, 2 times, pretty close together, a little, it means your cable could be breaking. I just caught it this time, and I just changed it. So you got a brand new one in there now. I was riding, and I needed to adjust it 2 times in a row, and I was like, hey, man, that's just not right. And I looked, and it was hanging by 2 threads. Okay, so, and I caught it in time. And that's just a little tip. That's a pretty good tip, because I've caught it quite a few times, where it hasn't broken on the street on me anymore, because I noticed like as it's breaking, you start losing, you need to adjust your cable. And you're like, wait a minute, let me go check it. And this time it broke down near the bottom. But a lot of times for me it breaks here. Now it's hard to tell if it's breaking here because you can't see it. You got to really, it's really tough to tell. So you got to pull it to find out. All right, that's the main tip. There's one other tip too, that you can. And when you put it in and you want to adjust it, right? Put your foot on the. See here. I'll give it a kick, and you can hear me kick the engine over. Hear it? Now just put your foot on it when it's in neutral, right? Put the weight of your leg on it a little bit, and then press on the clutch. And when your foot drops, that's when the clutch opens. So your foot will drop. My foot drops. Bam. You watch. And that'll give you the exact spot of opening on your clutch. See? And you want it to open right at the first quarter. Some people even less. If you don't have a super performance, crazy performance bike, the first quarter, less than even that is fine. As long as you got a lot of grip. It's good to have a lot of clutch at the bottom. Open it wide up. Okay? It won't slip. I've done it. I've always done this. Okay? See how it opened? It's open right now. Now right there, it's starting to close. It's completely closed. It's completely grabbing now. And that's another tip to get the exact spot where it's opening. You can go down there and adjust it to exactly that spot. It's about a quarter. A nice quarter is fine. Even a little less. Now, if this is another crazy one that if you got a crazy tight clutch and it's just killing your arm, another thing you can do is you can strap it, get yourself one of those Velcro straps and strap it with the clutch wide open every time you put it away, and it'll start loosening up the springs a bit. If you've got crazy tight springs, and it's actually a pain in the ass to ride the bike, that'll start loosening up the springs a bit. You know, sometimes I'll do that all winter when I store it on a certain bike that's really a bitch. Okay? And I've never had a problem with them slipping from doing it. People, oh, it's going to slip. No, it's not. It never slips. You know, it's got plenty of grip. Unless, like I said, you've got the most insane engine there is out there. All right, guys, that's about it. It's a little tips. Help you guys. You know, people who haven't put, 40, 50, 60,000 miles on these bikes yet, that are still kind of, new at it. All right, take care, man.